Hello, and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today, I'm not unboxing a classically hi-fi piece. I'm unboxing a multi-channel, multi-room amplifier from Rotel. Rotel's new RKB D8100. Their 8-channel, 100-watt amplifier designed for all manner of multi-room audio applications. And in the age of streaming and Chromecasts and Apple AirPlay, this and that, all these relatively cheap, pretty good means of streaming to multiple areas of your home. These multi-channel power amps are becoming increasingly popular, and even more so than their traditional role in a rack to run many speakers around people's homes. So, let's have a look. Firstly, this box got a little bit messed up in freight. Look, it happens. So, look, we'll forgive the carrier for that. The rest of it's in mint condition, and you'll see when we get inside that really that's going to have no issue. Now, the packaging, like all Rotel pieces, it's a white box, Rotel tape. This may have been opened by the distributor in Auckland, and perhaps a New Zealand Power Cord put in, but we're certainly opening this for the first time as you would open it in your home. So, let's have a look. Now, anything that's taped closed, very straightforward to open. A little nick and then pull the rest so that the tape actually sort of cuts. Saves you dragging the knife across the top and potentially damaging what's inside. But as we open this, we see that there's really no fear because it's inset so well in its packaging. So, lean that forward again so you get a quick look. Firstly, you'll see some additional pieces that are quite unusual in the hi-fi industry, but very practical in the custom installation or commercial end of our industry. And that's some of these. These are rack ears. These bolt on the side of the amplifier with a set like this in predetermined locations where the manufacturer actually ensures that there's some good nuggety fixing points. And then it can sit in a 19-inch rack. This looks to be 2U high, and that standard is nice and easy to fit in, slide in and service if required. The second, of course, is this amplifier is beautifully packed in some polystyrene. There it is. Okay. Now, just having a look for a moment, you'll see that there is a power cord just neatly tucked in one end, along with a basic control cable. Now, Rotel have been using these 3.5mm mono control cable for ages, and this will enable the product to be turned on and off remotely, or turn on a multi-room control and it will turn on. There's also a really nuggety New Zealand power cord. It's an average length, but it's a little bit more robust than perhaps normal. Drilling down further, it's relatively straightforward. Turn it up on its end and take the polystyrene packaging off. Then the left-hand end allows me to very, very easily slide the protective plastic bag off and pull that out, revealing the unit for the first time. Now I'll pause for a moment because what we've got here is Rotel's manual. Now in the manual there is a series of screws to go along with the the rack mount ears to enable it to screw in the side. There's predetermined mounting points. In fact, I'll pause and I'll show you. Please hang around for some photographs. I'll make sure that this is quite clear. The 3 points here are specifically for those rack mounts, and they're good nuggety points, really good solid parts of the amplifier, enabling this to sit easily in a 19-inch rack. There's a multilingual manual, and there's a spare couple of little circular pads that go underneath. If you're moving it around, it's not unusual for those to either drag off or get a little bit sort of filled with gunk. So it's nice that they've got a couple of spares in along with the manual. Now looking at the front, you'll see it's relatively boring. Most of Rotel's multi-channel or multi-room equipment is exactly that, just a bit boring looking. It has a simple switch on and off, and that's about it. The front has a little bit of a grill for ventilation. The top, again, quite boring until you see the rear, where there's a little bit of circuit for relays and things. This is an 8-channel amplifier. It's a Class D, so it's relatively small and extremely efficient. So it doesn't need the large ventilation fins and other things you would expect with larger amplifiers. At the bottom, equally boring, a couple of feet. and of course the sides with those screw mounts. It's the back that you start to get a hint of actually how wonderfully appointed and well thought out this product is. If we rock this up and have a look. The first is you've got two ventilation fans, one on this side and one on this, and a traditional IEC power socket. Above it there's RS232 control, and then the rest of it starts to look a little bit bizarre, at least for those people that are looking for a hi-fi solution. We've got a series of inputs that are utilised for each of these channels of outputs, and each and every single one of them can be allotted or allocated in various ways. The first and most obvious that is missing from most multi-channel amplifiers, but that makes this one a spectacularly more flexible product, is the addition of a digital input for each of the outputs available. So we've got the ability to add the digital out from a Chromecast or an AirPlay device of some kind, giving the digital to analog conversion for a product that you might not be able to traditionally connect. Perhaps even a Sky decoder or the output of a television can suddenly be available to many other speakers around the home. And of course a traditional analog input, and the ability to either link this or use it in a stereo mode. Beneath it is some 12 volt triggers, and this actually has three positions. You can hear it clicking now. So you've got an on position, and off, or signal sense. So on, by the way, means that when it senses a trigger input from here, it will turn on. In the off position, it will not sense the trigger. It will either stay on and off from the switch at the front, or the signal sense, kind of obvious. It'll turn on when a signal goes past a particular threshold. So these inputs are then emulated on the A, B, C and D, and again the link and stereo switches are quite obvious. Then you've got a simple pre-out, enabling you to perhaps daisy chain this off to something else. Now you could add many more of these, or much larger single stereo amplifiers or something like that for something hi-fi. You can see you can able to link and daisy chain and end up with any number of different configurations if required. Then you've got the outputs. There's a set of left and right outputs for each of the 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of outputs, hence the 8-channel amplification. This is very, very well appointed and very easy to set up and get the most out of it. So it's wonderful to see such a relatively compact, wonderfully built, wonderful sounding amplifier built and delivered here in such an easy to use application. So this departure from hi-fi, I guess, Rotel's multi-channel, 8-channel power amplifier unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.